it's complete nonsense. Of course we were between a rock and a hard place. Let's remember, because Labour of course won't remind you, is that tuition fees were introduced by the previous Labour administration, then dramatically increased by the Labour administration. The Labour government then commissioned a report by a man called Lord Brown that recommended there should be, never mind 9,000, there should be no upper limit whatsoever. There was no money left, and both the Conservative and Labour parties wanted tuition fees to go up. So clearly, given that they agreed with each other more than they agreed with the Liberal Democrats, it wasn't possible for the Liberal Democrats to implement that provision in our manifesto. So we got the fairest deal we could get for graduates, and thankfully now we have more young people going to university than ever before, and actually more youngsters from disadvantaged backgrounds going to university than ever before. And look, I've found, over the last few years, there are some people who say, I'm never going to forgive, I'm never going to forget that. Fine, that's a free country. But you know what, I think there are an increasingly large number of people who I meet, fair-minded folk, who say, okay, you couldn't do that, but we admire the fact that the Liberal Democrats, we stuck to our guns, we've given tax cuts to millions of people on low pay, we've put more money into schools to help with the education of disadvantaged children, we've revolutionised the pension system to make it fairer to women, we've introduced equal marriage, we've introduced better childcare, shared parental leave, healthy meals at lunchtime for little toddlers at primary school. That is not a bad record for a party that has 8% of MPs in Parliament. So just imagine what we can do for people across the country in the future if we return to Parliament.
Okay, and which is your preferred party to go into coalition with and why?
The preferences are not for me to express, they are for the British people to express in the ballot box on Thursday. But I think it's increasingly obvious that neither Ed Miliband nor David Cameron are going to win an outright majority. They're of course charging around the country like robots telling everybody that they're going to win a majority. They're not, and they know it. You can see it in their eyes.